It's Tuesday, and today's featured guest speaker is none other than the peanut butter to my jelly, the cream to my coffee, the baby daddy to my 5 kids, Will Carr, the Marine. All right, you guys, as we're waiting for you to jump on or get ready because you're watching the replay, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna wait 1 more minute. We're gonna wait for more of you to jump on. If you've got the replay going, make sure that you turn off all your equipment. Make sure that you are devoting the next 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. I honestly don't know how long Will's gonna be going for, so that you can really listen and stay engaged. What's up? What's up, Petra? Hey, Miss Caroline. You guys know I'm blind. I cannot see the comments unless I come up. Seriously, fun fact, though not so fun. All right, you guys, before we get started, Will and I thought if this is gonna be a topic about motivation, then we need to get up and get motivated. So we want all of you to get up. I do not care, unless you're driving, you should not be watching this and driving, but I want you to get up out your seats because we gonna get moving. We're gonna dance, ready?
Let the bass kick.
Come on, here we go. Everybody up. We're not about to work out, but we finna get the blood moving. Get it going, right? Right here. Pump your fist, do whatever you need to do. Come up in front of the back and get going, right? That's the bass. I don't know what she's doing, but we'll roll with it, right? Yes. All right. Are you guys pumped up? Are you ready? Can you feel the energy right now? That's right. I know you want to work out. We'll get into that later on tonight. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to bring that down a little bit. A lot of bit. All right. Are you guys pumped up? Is the blood flowing?
Yeah!
Got like a little light sweat going on?
Woo!
Nervous? Good nervous?
Hyped up!
All right. You want to kick it off? Or you want me to go?
No, guys, with no further ado, it's Will Carr. You guys give it up for Will.
All right. Woo! All right. This is Will, not the Marine, just plain old Will. All right. That's my hashtag, just plain old Will. All right. So Nina asked today if I would actually talk to you guys about motivation. It's one of my favorite topics. You know, not only just being a Marine, but just being a high impact individual. I love to talk about motivation. So here's what we're going to talk about. So everything I do, guys, is always like professional. I even actually made a PowerPoint presentation for you guys that I'll walk through. I made it especially for you guys today.
Can we share this PowerPoint with the group later on?
Yes. So I'll upload it to Nina and she can upload it to you guys so that way you guys are able to see the PowerPoint that I actually made specifically for you guys to talk through today. So here's today's agenda. We already went through the welcome and got your blood pumped up and got you ready for this thing, right? So I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. We're going to start off with a quick quote that really kind of drives home to what we're going to talk about. We're going to define both motivation and behavior. After that, we're going to talk about unskilled motivational behaviors, then skilled motivational behaviors, and then overused motivational behaviors, and then we're going to talk about some causes to lack of motivation, and then we're going to close it with a conclusion and wrap up. You guys good to go with that?
Yeah.
If you're good to go, drop an emoji, throw me a heart, throw me a thumbs up, throw me an explosion. Yeah, I like the explosions, right?
And it's important to remember that what Will's going to be talking to you about today falls not just into one category, right? It's not just fitness related. Think about using what Will's going to be sharing with you today for every aspect of your life. Because remember, that's another reason why you joined this group. It wasn't just working on a fitness transformation, it's a total transformation. And so what you're going to learn today, I encourage you to take notes. Of course, we'll share the PowerPoint presentation with you so that you have something tangible to look at. But remember to apply this in every dimension of your life, in every aspect.
So you'll feel, and thank you very much for that lead in, understand, guys, this is both professional and personal. You can use it either ways. And for those of you who lead people, it's a great training tool to teach your people how to motivate themselves, each other, and your goals. What?
And when he talks about lead, I feel like every one of us is a leader, right?
Everyone is a
leader.
leader.
We inspire. We lead in our household. We lead our children. We maybe lead at work. So yes, everybody is a leader. This applies to you.
So for those of you who don't know me, like I said, my name is Will. It's with a W and two L's, not one. I don't know how people spell Will with one L. Two L's.
You're
all right?
special.
Yes, I am special. All right, so I'm a husband to this one right here. I'm a father to 5 beautiful kids. I'm a professional, I'm a people leader, I'm a business leader. And you know what? More specifically, guys, I am fun-loving and just a hardworking guy. Like I said in the beginning, just plain old Will. Not the Marine, not the Nike guy, not any of that. I'm just plain old Will. And that's how I approach life. Plain and simple. You know, as they say, KISS, right? Keep it short and simple. That's me. All right. So here's our quote that we're going to start with. And I'm going to read it verbatim. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend that you do it daily.
Oh!
So think about that, right? As you see our background, right? It says be positive. I'm gonna read that again to you guys. People often say that motivation doesn't last. I get motivated for a small time frame and then it dies off. But guess what? Just as we take baths, showers every day, it doesn't last. Because in our hustle and bustle about going about our day, we get sweaty, we get, a little stinky, a little funk get on, and guess what? We have to repeat that process. So, as we motivate ourselves right here and now, it has to be a daily process. Now, when we talk about motivation, how do we define motivation? Now, motivation is defined particularly in the environment that you're in. But if we look at it from a holistic standpoint, motivation is defined as the reason or reasons that one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. It can also be defined as the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. Now, when you look at the word motivation, there's also other words that kind of describe motivation as well. Enthusiasm, desire, drive, ambition, initiative, and our overall determination. So just remember, as we define motivation, it takes on several different meanings, but they all circle back to the 2 definitions that I read. Now, any motivation that you may have is driven by what?
Tell me.
Behaviors. So behaviors, if you use an analogy that motivation is your car, the behaviors to motivation is the fuel to the car. Okay? So think of those two as that analogy. Here's my motivation, right? I want to keep this car moving, but I have to input these behaviors to keep it moving.
Yes.
So how do we define behaviors? Behaviors are defined as such: the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others, right? We're talking about towards others, or even to yourself. Also, it can be defined as the way in which a person acts in response to a particular situation or stimulus. Now, what are some other words that describe behavior? Our conduct, our way of behaving, our way of acting, and our bearing. It's kind of like a military word, right? Our bearing means our mindset, our persona, what we give off. Now remember, all of these behaviors have to be, and that's why I put this word up here, this phrase, they have to be positive, right? Because we want our motivation to be positive, and we want our motivation to transcend itself into a positive outcome. Now, when we look at unskilled motivational behaviors, what are unskilled motivational behaviors? Do you know any?
No, tell me.
Mrs. Rogers over here. Would you be my neighbor? All right. So when we talk about unskilled motivational behaviors, these are things that what I'm referring to as you don't know what motivates others or how to motivate yourself, right? These are unskilled motivational behaviors because these behaviors are not motivating you or those around you. What are some other unskilled motivational behaviors? People around you, or even you yourself, don't know how to give your best effort.
Woo!
And with you not giving your best effort, that could be personal, professional, fitness, work, whatever. You are not being positive. You're not exhibiting the right behavior to give you that proper motivation. And you don't do your best. Therefore, the outcome is less than successful.
So that's a negative mindset. You have a negative mindset, which we talk about. And so because of that negative mindset that you're manifesting, that's what you portray, and those are the results that you get. Is that what you're saying?
That's along the
Gotcha.
same line.
I'm listening.
She's listening.
You got it.
Now, also what we need to do now is look at if you're not empowering. And empowerment doesn't come from you empowering those around you. You can also empower yourself by the right behaviors and the right mindset. Now, when you don't empower yourself, you limit yourself. Those are those negative limiting beliefs that we place upon ourselves sometimes when things get hard or things seem difficult or you don't want to do something. Just remember, the only thing that limits you is the depth of your mind. You know, life is pain. Life is difficult. It is the depth of your mind that limits you. Now, another unskilled motivational behavior, guys, that I really want to talk to you guys about is this one style fits all type mindset. You know what? I'm not motivated because I'm not high energy like Will, and I didn't serve in the military like Will and do all this other stuff. Guess what, guys? It is more than one style of motivation. You know, you have to get away from those simplistic models of motivation. Sometimes, you know what? You got to get outside the box. What may suit and motivate me may not motivate Nina. That's when it goes to knowing who you are, knowing what you are, and knowing those inputs that influence you the best. And making sure that you fill your life with those and forget the rest. Okay?
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
I didn't even realize that rhymed, but there you go. All right.
He's a rapper, y'all.
You also got to make sure that as you look at these unskilled behaviors for motivation, sometimes people say, I got problems with Nina, and that's the reason I'm not motivated. It's not about Nina. It's intrinsic. It's about us. It is about the individual. As they say, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself first. You can't motivate somebody until you motivate yourself first.
Church!
You have to look within and say, you know what? What does it take to motivate me? Because when I motivate myself, it's like this aura that gives off. I automatically motivate those around me. And guys, do not be judgmental. Right? Do not be judgmental and put people into stereotypic categories. Everyone has their own jam, right? Mm-hmm. I like to work out to jazz music. She thinks it's kind of crazy. That's my jam.
That's saying I'm judging. I don't judge. You
Right.
do you. So
Exactly.
you're rude.
No, just exactly. We're having examples here. All right? So, now, just as we have unskilled motivational behaviors, we have skilled motivational behaviors. And what are some of those skilled motivational behaviors that we should have? That we should have as part of our DNA, our mindset? Okay, well, one is you want to make sure that you create a climate in which people want to do their best. You need to create a climate in which you want to do your best. If you're in a negative place, get up and move out of that negative place.
Yes.
You may be in a situation where you're like, well, I can't move, but guess what? I can move up here.
Yes.
I may not be able to physically move because I live or I'm somewhere or I work somewhere, but guess what, guys? If you change your mindset, you can put yourself in a place where you can do the best that you can. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Next, can you motivate many kinds of direct reports? And what I mean by direct reports, if you have people that work for you or work with you, can you motivate them to do the right thing? Because like I said, when you motivate yourself, guess what? You're motivating everyone around you.
It's a domino effect.
It is a domino effect. Play dominoes. Now, you have to be able to assess your personal hot buttons, right? We all have hot buttons. And we know if you press that hot button, I'm gonna set this damn thing off like Vivica Fox and let it set it off. Y'all remember that movie? Anyway, know your hot buttons. And with knowing your hot buttons, you will know how to get the best out of you and know the hot buttons of people around you. Because if I know that I should pick up my clothes and don't leave them in the floor, I'm not gonna press one of her hot buttons.
Okay.
Right? That way I can get the best out of her. So know your personal hot buttons as well as those hot buttons of those around you and know how to use them to the best benefit possible. Don't use them to press them like a sword, just keep picking at it. Use it in a positive way. Be positive. I'm going to keep coming back to that sign. All right. You got to make sure you're on task and you make decisions. As leaders, like Nina said, right? We are all leaders. The worst thing that a leader could do is not make a decision. That's the one thing that just burns me up. Make a decision. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you'll learn from it.
Yes.
Make a decision and stay on task. Okay? Now, if you have people, here's another skill, motivational behavior. You like working with whoever you're working with. You like working out with whoever you're working with, right? It's easy. I don't have to work on it. I want to do this. Have that same energy for that person that you want to do it with to the person that you don't want to do it with. You know, I tell my kids, right? The same energy that you come to me and you ask me for money, give me the same energy when I ask you to clean up. The same thing, guys. Have the same energy both ways.
And I would say the same energy and excitement you had when you signed up for this challenge, when you wanted to be a part of this and do the different phases, you've got to keep that same energy when it's time to put in the work, and you've got to put in the effort. Even on the days you don't want to do it, still bring that same energy to it.
And another skill, positive behavior, motivational behavior, guys, know that you're important. Make sure that people around you know that they're important. When someone feels that they're important, they're motivated to do what's right. They're motivated to impress you because you know what? I want to work hard for Nina because you know what? She made me feel important. Man, you know what? She cared. She cares about me. So guess what? I got her back. I'm down like 4 flat tires. I got her. Make sure that you approach everything with a caring spirit. Make sure that they know. Don't let them think they're important. You tell them that they're important.
Yes.
People like to hear their name and they want to know that they're important.
That you care.
Yes. Okay. Last thing, guys. I want you to not only empower yourself, but empower others. Right? Empower others. And invite input from people. Because as you try to motivate yourself or someone else, you shouldn't be closed off to feedback. Feedback is a gift. Take a picture of it, hang it on the wall. It ain't going nowhere. Hug that joker. Invite feedback. All right. So now let's talk about some overused motivational skills and behaviors. We all have them, or have done them, or will do them. So
Sure.
what is the first one? Now, mind you, there's a numerous of these, but I just picked 5 to talk about. First one. May not be good at building team spirit and team cooperation because of the emphasis on yourself.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Now remember, to be motivated, we want to motivate ourselves, but we don't want to selfishly motivate ourselves. Now there's a difference between being selfish and selfless. There's a big difference. We can have a whole nother training on just that topic.
Preach it.
Remember, don't be selfish, be selfless. Be willing to motivate yourself and those around you. Number 2, may be seen as providing inequitable treatment by treating each person differently. We don't treat people differently. We treat people the same way. It's kind of like telling a lie, right? If I tell a lie to Nina, and then I tell a lie to Teresa, and then I tell a lie to Monique, and then I tell a lie to Renee, I gotta remember all those damn lies. That's, nah, screw that. I'm just gonna do it the right way, and what I tell Nina, I've told the same thing to everybody else. So treat everybody the same. And guess what? That motivation doesn't get stifled because it is one consistent motivation, one message. Right? Now, we may not take here's the next one. You may not take a stance when the time calls for it. Right? Sometimes to motivate each other, ourselves, I got to stand up and say, you know what, guys? This ain't right, or we can't do it this way. Or, hey, I need you to change this in order to motivate me. You know, my grandma used to always say, you don't have a glass forehead. I can't see what you're thinking. You got to tell me. So if I'm trying to motivate Nina and it ain't working, and instead of motivating her, it's just pissing her off, she's got to tell me. You got to be able to have a two-way conversation, a two-way communication, as we call it in the professional world, right? 360-degree communication. If I'm putting something out, give it back. Because if I don't, I am doing myself and that individual a disservice. Now, number 4, it may take too long getting input. Just what I said, right? I'm just pounding on her. And I'm thinking I'm motivating her. I'm like, shoot, I'm knocking this out the park. I'm like, whoo, I'm up here popping my collar and everything else. And here, when I sit down and talk to her, hey, why haven't you been doing your workouts? I haven't been seeing you posting in the group anymore. Hey, I've noticed that your motivation has seemed to just fall off a cliff. Not kind of whip away, it just fell off the cliff. You disappeared. Oh yeah, you were pissing me off, blah, blah. Whoa. Have the professionalism, the professional courage, and the respect to tell that person individually, hey, you know what?
Here's what I need from you.
Yeah, here's what I need from you. You know what? You said such and such, you know what? It didn't sit right with me. And have that dialogue. Don't shy away from dialogue. Part of motivation is having dialogue. You know, nowadays people shy away from dialogue and they wanna pick up the phone or whatever and text. No. Old school. Have the dialogue. Pick up the phone. Have the dialogue.
You can clear so much more up and have genuine conversations and dialogue when you pick up the phone. A lot can be misconstrued through text messaging, emotions, we read into things, but when you pick up the phone, it's so much better, you guys.
Personal.
It's personal. So pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, guys, overuse motivational skills. I may be reluctant to really give like tough feedback or tough deadlines or tough assignments. Well, guess what, guys? That's what it's about. I think I told somebody, I think it was Monique in one of the posts, either today or yesterday. It's supposed to be hard, right? It's supposed to be hard. If it's gonna change it, it's supposed to be hard. Hell, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. I wouldn't need to be motivated. I'd just like, boom, knock that out. It's supposed to be hard. Just remember that, guys. In these workouts that we're doing, now we're talking about fitness. It is supposed to be hard. Don't be reluctant to do it or say, no, I'm gonna push that off. Just do it. You may not do all of it, but guess what? I guarantee tomorrow you'll do better than you did today.
Yes.
And as you progressively get through it, you do more and more because your body's getting bigger, it's getting better, it's getting stronger. It is a better version of you.
And so is up here, your mindset.
Physically, emotionally. Hey, stay in it. All right. So what are some causes to motivational gaps? We already talked about this one. That one style fit all mindset. We have to open our minds up to understand that motivation comes from any and all places. It as something as a little comment. Sometimes it can't even be a comment. We could be working out and Nina could walk by and just go, pat on the back, shh, and I'm gone. It could be a look. It could be a gesture.
It could be music.
It could be music.
Be listening to a podcast that motivates you and sets you up.
Boom.
It could be reading the Bible. That sometimes motivates me. I mean, it always motivates me, but what hypes you up and motivates you?
Right. Second, now the belief that everyone should you guys should just be motivated anyway, naturally. That is not true. We all have conflicting things throughout our day. Our lives are full of stressful moments, confusing times. I mean, we're going through some confusion, right? But everyone should not and is not naturally motivated. Everyone needs something to motivate them. What motivates you? Dig down deep and understand what truly motivates you. And once you figure that out, then you can be of service to those around you to help motivate them. But when you do that, make sure it's genuine, make sure it's authentic and not fake.
I'm going to add to that. So here's what we want you to do right now, whether live or watching the replay. Comment below what motivates you. What motivates you? Whether it's fitness related, what do you wake up excited to do? Why? Drop that below. Let's share that with one another. You know, we talked again about communication. We've got to talk to one another here in the group, because sometimes what you post, your sweaty selfies, your post about you did a workout, a picture of your food, a positive or motivational quote in our group. Believe it or not, you're like, I know Nina wants me to post this, and she keeps encouraging us to do that. But I do that not only for accountability for you, but because that may motivate one of your teammates here in our group. So what motivates you? Comment below. We want to read that. We want to see what motivates you, and we want to help keep you accountable and celebrate you. What motivates you, Will?
That burnt eggplant I made today.
No, come on.
Because it was good. No, seriously. What motivates me? You know what motivates me, guys? Is it's real easy. I'm breathing. You know, back in 2015, guys, I've almost checked out quite a few times, but in 2015, when I had that widowmaker heart attack, I seriously almost checked out. And just getting up, having another day to do it right, motivates me. It is that simple for me.
Love it.
Your motivation could be something different based on an experience or whatnot, but that experience motivated the hell out of me, and day in and day out, I just relish in the fact that I get to do it one more time today. All right.
2 things that motivate me. I'm going to share them with you because you shared yours. 2 things that motivate me every day to get up and to stay positive and continue to have that drive and determination and discipline is, 1, I battle depression and anxiety every single day. You guys know that. So I always want to wake up with positive intentions, positive mindset, and to do something, just as Will mentioned, as a selfless leader versus a selfish leader. And the second thing that motivates me and drives me is, if you don't know this story, and I'm not going to go into it because I want Will to keep going because he's taking it to church, is growing up, I lived in an abusive household. My dad abused me physically, emotionally, mentally, and when he would get into his episodes, it was, you're worthless, you're a bitch. And that was the mindset. That was the mindset he was creating for me, where I believed that, and I lacked the self-worth. And it wasn't until I was in my early 20s when I realized my self-worth. And then again, when I had my episode with depression and anxiety after being married, where I really fortified my mental strength. And so that's what motivates me. I know my worth. I know that I'm not what did I say? I'm
Selfish.
No. See, he's not listening. I'm worthless. That I'm worthless. And so every day I try to do something of worth and with leading with the heart of servitude. And I won't go to sleep until I do something and serve someone. What's yours? We want to read them. Drop them below. Keep on, preacher.
All right. Yeah, so let's keep on going. All right, so some causes to motivational gaps. Have trouble talking to people like you, right? I feel like I can't talk to Nina because she's not like me. Or I feel like I can't talk to Will. She's not like me. He like me. Either they, you know. Or I feel like I can't talk to whomever because they're not like me. Have the ability to reach beyond your normal realms of communication. Reach out and talk to those who are not like you, right? Who don't live in the same environment, because guess what? Motivation can come from anywhere. That could be the unlock that unlocks something for you. So approach all of these conversations with positive intent and be positive in everything that you do. What are some other motivational gaps? Judgmental about others. I prefer to just treat everybody the same. Well, you can't treat everybody the same because everybody's not the same. Everyone is uniquely different, and you must treat them as such. And then just plainly, guys, having simplistic views about motivation. Kind of like this ho-hum, motivation, no, yeah, I guess it works. No, it does work if you apply it correctly. All right, guys, so that's all I have about motivation. As you guys know, I really get excited about this stuff because I love to talk about leadership. I love to talk about motivation and anything that can help someone. You know, it's all about paying it forward, because I feel like if I can always stay positive and pay it forward, guess what? If I can reach and teach one person, Lord, I've done my job. You know, I was left here for a reason. And my reason is to reach and teach everyone that I can in a good, positive, productive way. So I thank you guys very much for listening to me today. I will make sure that you guys get a copy of this presentation that I wrote. Nina, thank you very much for allowing me to talk to the team.
Will Carr, thank you so much for being our guest speaker.
Oh, thank you very much. I didn't even have to travel far.
No.
I only had to travel from right over at that chair.
I didn't have to pay you either.
Oh, snap. I want to get paid. Nah.
We appreciate you guys. As always, we're bringing you featured guest speakers every week. Give some love to Will. You know you can reach out to him. We'll make sure to share his email if you want to drop him a message or reach out to him privately. Again, not even fitness related. Maybe you need some motivation at work. Maybe you need some motivation at home. Maybe you just need somebody to talk to who's not going to judge you. Then reach out to Will or myself. But again, we hope that you found some value and you're continuing to find value in our group and with our amazing guest speakers. Stay tuned as I'll be announcing who our guest speaker will be next week. We appreciate you guys. Today's workout was already emailed to you for phase 2. If you're on phase 1, we love you. Just stay in the fight, whether you're in phase 1 or phase 2. Tomorrow's workout, which is Wednesday, watch out for that. And again, it doesn't matter what day you're on. Just know that we love you and appreciate you. And we hope that you continue to stay in the fight. Power up, fire up. Peace out, you guys. Catch you again.